Star Trek Lower Decks Review, Season 4, Episode 3. The Koala Returns.
Oh
Yeah.
yes,
I
yes.
mean, I have to say, I totally understand where Boimler was coming from with that because I kind of feel the same way about that. Like, even though I've been a manager for a while now, it's just like you get that what makes me so special? Like, why should I be telling them what to do? Like, they're older than me. They're, you know, they whatever. Why would, why should they listen to me? So I totally get that.
I do too. Well, I mean, my thing is more of even when I'm in a position power, people still don't listen to me, and they still fuck up, and they still blame it on me, even though they didn't listen. So I'm like, okay, get yourself killed. I don't care.
And also, I do get the whole do it, let me do it myself thing as
Oh, that I
well.
feel.
Like, I do not have, I, for two reasons. One, I don't like telling people what to do if I can help it. But I mean, I've gotten better at it the longer I've been a manager. But like, I also just, friggin', I don't have the patience. So, like, eh, I won't train you. I'll just do it all myself, you know?
No, see, I have no problem training people. Like, I get it if I show somebody and they don't get like the first time they need like some help. I get that. But I've literally like told people, "Hey, don't put your hand in this specific spot." And they look at me and they put their hand in this specific spot. Like, dude, I'm gonna strangle you.
You're an idiot.
Yes.
Yeah. When you
No, I'm
lose
not
your
doing that for
hand,
my health. I'm doing it for your health.
when you
Yeah.
lose your hand, I get to laugh. But
Yeah.
but honestly, it's too much paperwork, so don't do it.
Yeah, that's true.
You get hurt, I have to fill out paperwork. I don't want to fill out paperwork, so don't get hurt.
Yes, please don't. But yeah.
Don't be stupid and get hurt because then I got to deal with it.
I haven't committed her. What? Hold still. Sorry, I haven't committed her name to memory yet. But
Lynn,
The
I
Vulcan.
forget the Vulcan. Thank you, Vulcan. I
Lynn.
think she's my new favorite character now because it's either a mountain or a volcano. Oh, it's a volcano.
Volcano. Also, she's just so sassy for a Vulcan. Like,
No, I love her.
she has that cold, indifferent snark. Like, I love it. She's got the Vulcan sass.
Uh, and hey, not an evil computer this time.
Yeah.
For
But
once.
Well,
maybe
that's
next
because
time she should let
that,
the professionals do it first.
I mean, Phillips didn't really do much either.
Oh yeah, 'cause she already messed it up too much before he could.
But it's kind of like that there's a song, it's I'll call somebody to do it because I know I'm just gonna fuck it up.
Well, that's a song that a lot of people should live by.
Yeah. It's about like, there's a DIY project, I'm gonna call a professional because I know I'm gonna fuck it up.
Uh,
uh Also, that hazing.
Yeah.
But hey, Dex will be happy. They had another DS9 reference.
Yes. to that episode.
Yes.
It's kind of the threshold of DS9. We don't
Yeah.
talk about it.
What? You don't like the game?
Move
I was
along
gonna
home.
guess it was the game.
Yes.
Yeah.
Move along home. It is an atrocious episode. From what I remember, I only really watched it once or twice, and it's just like,
didn't
nope.
mind it. I didn't mind that episode.
It is annoying. And I think they were the flavor of the way they were talking about it. It was very apparent that the writers or it seemed to me that the writers agreed with me. It's like,
don't care, just open the door. It's like, oh.
yeah.
I have to ask, did Q make this game?
No.
No.
Okay.
It was a race from the Gamma Quadrant.
Okay.
That loves games.
Yeah, they love games, and so they created this game that transferred you into the game using some sort of pocket dimension thing or whatever. And so Quark was playing the game, kind of gambling with it, and it's like, well, if you do this, then you get more, you can get more latinum from it or whatever, higher risk, higher reward. And at first he's like, oh, cool, and he's just gambling away, and then halfway through he realized that there were 4 missing. Was it 4 or 5? It's been
Yeah, I don't remember. It's been a while for me too, but
yeah. And the missing crew, there were missing crew members, the same number as the game pieces. And so he's like, wait a second. Oh shit. I'm gonna play it safe now. I do not want to end up having because I think Cisco was one of them. I'm pretty sure Odo was. I think it was Odo, Cisco, Dax.
yeah, I'm fairly certain it was Dax, maybe Bashir.
I think Bashir and Kira. I think those were the 5.
Yeah.
And so, because I know Kira, because I think it was Kira and Dax. One of them got hurt, and the other one was trying to help carry them across.
Yeah, it was something like that. But yeah, it's not usually a well-loved episode of DS9. It's not in the pale moonlight.
Yeah, it's not one of the best. It's not like the worst, but it's not one of the best.
I don't know. Some people might argue it might be the worst, but
it's still no threat. It's still not a threshold, okay?
Yeah, well, the threshold of DS9, the comparable. This is the thing you don't want to talk about. It's like, no, I don't want to hear you sing.
Yeah, that's right, because they had to do the little song and dance.
Yeah, it was damn
the little
stupid.
hopscotch thing.
Yeah, that is like if I'm introducing somebody to DS9, that is not the episode I'm showing them.
So was the gray talking face a reference to anything?
They said it was a
Betazoid
gift box.
It was a Betazoid gift box. I don't remember that one.
It's probably a TNG, I would imagine.
I think it might have been TNG. I vaguely recall it, but I did watch this episode twice. I always watch it twice, once to watch it and then once for like references. So it could just be like, that whole deja vu type thing, but I don't know.
Yeah, I don't remember that one. It's probably buried in somewhere in TNG because I think the only Betazoids we really ever see are Diana and Luxana.
Yeah, Luxana. Hey, you see a lot of Luxana. You see more Luxana than Deanna in DS9.
Yeah,
I mean,
she shows up
she
occasionally in DS9.
she shows up quite a bit. She's all buddies with Odo.
Yeah,
She was trying to she tried to seduce Odo quite a few times.
yeah.
And he was the first she was the first person that he shifted like he melted in front of. Mostly because they were trapped on an elevator for 16 hours and he
Had
had
to
to.
revert.
Yeah. And so he reverted into her lap because otherwise he'd end up electrocuting himself against the sides.
So, was there anything else in that room? You're like, oh, that was that thing from that thing.
Yeah, the inner light thing, or I assume that's what it was because the gift box was like, I lived a whole lifetime, and the only thing was that I miss my wife. The whole episode Inner Light, where Picard
Picard
basically uh
lived an entire lifetime as a member of an extinct race.
they left this thing as sort of a way of remembering them. Like, we're gonna be extinct. We're going out. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna leave this thing behind, and occasionally when somebody on the occasion somebody comes by, we're going to give them the experience of living in our culture. So that our culture, like, somebody will remember us.
Yeah, it was basically a memory box, but
Aw,
but
that's sweet.
basically you had in this one person's entire life from I think it was like mid 30s or something cuz like he and his new wife from the birth of their first child to the death of the planet with his grandchild.
Damn.
Yeah, and if you've ever seen like Picard's flute
Like
referenced, while he's in there, he learns how to play the flute on their planet.
yeah.
And so when he comes out of it, he like replicates or makes
No,
uh
no, no, no. He didn't replicate it. It was inside the satellite.
it was inside the satellite. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, they found it and they said, "Hey, this was in there with all that stuff." And he's like, "Oh my gosh." And then he started to play and so he would play it in
Yeah.
secret. He started out playing it in secret, like away from other people, but then there was this one musician who she was I think it was stellar cartography or astrometrics or something, and she and Picard started playing duets together and they had a little romance, but then she ended up leaving the ship because he didn't want to risk her life, which she didn't want to put him in that position. So she's like, I can't work with, work like that if you aren't willing to put me at risk because that's my job.
In Starfleet, risk is our business.
Exactly.
Especially if you're a red shirt. Kidding.
No, she was science. She wasn't, and also the whole red shirt thing is complete fallacy. It's
I know, I was
just
just joking.
the red shirts in the original series were security and operations, so they were more likely to be noticeably killed because I mean the police officers and the security guards are the ones more likely to get shot than the scientists sitting in the corner, you know? But actually, I'm pretty sure the blue shirts were killed more.
I have a vague inkling that I've heard that before, but I can't confirm it. I have
If I remember correctly, I think it was like 10 more blue shirts than red shirts or something. It's just
and science officers are more likely to be. You're gonna see I would think they would be more likely to be killed off
science.
screen. Like they sent a science party down, they get killed. You don't see them die, but you see the red shirts fighting and dying.
Yeah,
So
but also it's not just science, it's medical.
yeah, well,
So the medical, they get hit by plagues and that sort of thing, and they're, you know, trying to save people and end up getting killed by what they're trying to stop, as opposed to security who are just there fighting. Plus, scientists tend not to be big fighters. So they aren't as trained to defend themselves as security guards, as the security
yeah.
officers.
And the whole color, and also for Maydark, the color scheme changes. Like in
Yeah.
in the original series, like it goes weird in the movies, but like when you get in the original series,
That's
red
because
shirts.
everybody in the movies was red shirt. They had red uniforms.
It depends on which movie because it changes, but like
Well, the TOS movies.
yeah, that's what I was going at was the TOS movies. All the so TOS red is security / operations. Yellow is red is engineering. Yellow is also
red
engineering.
Yeah.
Blue is science. Blue stays the same.
Yeah.
Gold was what was gold?
Gold was command.
Command. Okay.
It was red was
operations and engineering got folded into
yeah.
red. Command was gold, and science was blue. And when they went to TNG, red.
The gold and red swapped, basically.
Yeah, well, and the operations switched from being under red to being under gold.
Yeah.
Yeah, because by Voyager, Tuvok is head of operations and he's gold.
Yeah.
So that's just off the top of my head.
And starting in TNG, because I'm pretty sure in TOS it was all blue, but starting in TNG, they had two different shades of blue. They had medical blue, which was teal, and then they had science blue, which was more of a
lighter,
like a lighter robin, like robin's egg blue or whatever.
Yeah, there was a little green in medical.
Yeah, it was more teal shirt in the medical. So
yeah, so colors change. I don't, and then no idea what happened. I think Discovery's got its own sort of way of telling.
Well,
but it's
no, because Discovery is pre-TNG. It is pre-TOS.
Yeah, but like so they have another way of discerning between them without. It's not the big colors. It's like a detail.
It's kind of like between Archer and
yeah, it's between Archer. Archer's the same. It's I think
it's more of the Archer idea where like the colors, you wear their colors on their sleeve as like stripes to determine rank and and like classification. So like command. Wait. Yeah, Archer was gold. Yeah.
Archer was jumpsuits and it was the little stripes.
Yeah, but no, I was thinking, wait, was it gold or red for command in that? No, it was still gold. So it wasn't one of those weird things.
Yeah, they kept it consistent. Enterprise kept it consistent until like it's through till you get to TNG that the colors stay the same until you get to TNG, and then they change. But then there's the TOS movies that are like the uniform just kind of go all over the place. Like they were really experimenting with stuff.
Yeah.
And then when they got to TNG, you're like, okay, we experimented too much with this crap. Let's go back to something more reasonable and more obvious of what colors we're using, who's in what. We don't have to look at somebody from the front to tell what they're doing or whatever.
Yeah.
I'm not sure they had the shoulder straps, so that probably runs across the back. So you probably tell from behind. But
Oh yeah, it was the same. It was kind of like the lining, so you could still see
yeah, it
from
was.
the back.
But yeah, it wasn't. Um, but yeah, TNG it
But
really sort of resets, and we get the color changes.
and that's where we start with the pips.
Yeah, and that's where Pips, because up until that point, well,
Because up until
Enterprise had
that point,
Pips, didn't they?
no. Because
No,
Enterprise
no,
and
Enterprise had Pips. They had like
Enterprise had
bars or
pips.
something.
No, they had bars. They had stripes, just like TOS, where they
No, they
had
weren't on
stripe
the they
marks.
weren't on the sleeve. They were up on
I
the
think
collarbone.
no, they were on the shoulders, but they had stripes instead of because I think Discovery also has stripes on the shoulders, if I remember correctly.
One sec. Uh,
Are you Googling it too?
I'm googling Jonathan Archer for just so I can get a good look at what he's doing. Images.
I love how I made a simple joke and it turned into a giant tangent.
Yeah, but I
Oh,
want
they
to get it right. But yeah,
no,
it's
they did
yeah, they're
have
kind
pips.
of
They
yeah, it's
had
kind
pips
of
on the shoulder
front
though.
shoulder around the yeah.
Yeah, they had like pips on the shoulders. It looks like little bars.
Yeah, they went Pips. The then we get to TOS is stripes
is
along
striped.
the bottom of the like at your near your hands on your sleeve, right at
Yeah,
your
this
wrists. That the stripes were
and
their rank.
in Discovery, the stripes are on the it's the stripes on the shoulder determine, I think.
I thought they were had like a weird. It was something weird with the badge. Was how
Um,
Discovery did it.
hold on. Um, Discovery uniforms.
I'll let you look it up if you're already
Yeah.
there.
Um, the
But then we get into then you get in. Well, you also then well you got Enterprise and then Discovery is before TOS. You get whatever Discovery's doing, and then you get to TOS and they do the risks, and then you get the TOS movies, and then it kind of goes all over the place. I think like what
uh-huh.
you're it's
Yeah,
kind of all over the place, and
oh,
then
the badges are the badges. Captain has a little star thing. Commander is a little circle, and the pit they are pips, but on the badge.
yeah, they've moved the pips down to the badge. So
Yeah,
they're still at pips, and then TOS they go out of the pips and they go to the stripes, and then TOS movies that's a whole of just lots of
new
different
can of
uniforms.
worms.
That's a whole can of worms I don't feel like getting into.
Yeah,
TNG you go back to pips and they basically stay that way for the rest of the sort of timeline. If we're talking about this in terms of the timeline, they basically stay like that forever, from what we can tell.
yeah.
I mean, there could be some time in the future that they jump in, or there's some bit of series I haven't seen.
I don't think so because the furthest forward that like this Discovery goes 900 years into the future.
And they're still using
So,
pips.
and they're still it's the same kind of uniform, I think.
Yeah. I mean, that's not
So
to say that for like 10 years they could have brought the wrist stripes back at some point, but yeah, for the most part, from then on, we don't really have any examples of the wrist stripes other than the TNG era, a TOS era rather. Blech. But that's enough of that tangent.
Oh yes.
And interesting to know that the hazing is a thing.
yeah.
um,
I mean, why not? And Rutherford really seems to hate ferrets.
I think it's just Lancelot.
Ah,
And then Boimler, we saw the koala. He saw the koala in the Black Mountain.
Okay, and have either of you seen Twin Peaks?
No.
I've heard of it, but I've never actually seen it.
Because that totally gives me Twin Peaks vibes. Like in Twin Peaks, there's this weird like otherworld thing where it's like it's this trippy. Twin Peaks itself is the most trippy series, but they have this weird other world where they the room itself in Twin Peaks, like in that weird dreamscape, is usually red though, but it still has that weird pattern carpet and the one chair, and there's like a cup of coffee or something, and everybody's talking backwards, and it had, the whole koala scene gave me Twin Peaks vibes.
Hmm.
We'd
I
kind
love
of
it.
we've been hinted at about the koala. We've been talked about it. We saw that one time, that image of it, but the Black Mountain and the koala.
Yeah, it was brought up a couple of times. There
And
was the one where the guy who wanted to reach enlightenment, and there was the koala, and then there was
when
another.
Shax describes it to Rutherford.
Yeah, when Shax came back from the dead, and it's like talking about the koala.
It's like, holy shit, that worked. Oh, great, it's dead again. Give me 30 cc's, whatever.
Like,
What brought him
yeah,
back the first time.
it's like, holy shit, that worked. And it's like, you'd never forget your first death. And now it's going to be more dangerous from now on. It's like, God damn it, I
Yay!
just brought him back. Oh, and with the the Betazoid thing, and it's like, I want to live. I want to live with you, Rutherford. And it's like, is it sentient? No, it just repeats things it's heard. What the fuck is that? It's like, oh, Ta'ana must have been in there.
One thought that I never thought would come to mind is death by crushed by cloud.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, there was that scene in My Little Pony where they got frostbite over their sunburns.
Yeah, that's true. So even though I have never really played the game, that that thing they lived on kind of made me think of the video game series Halo.
Yeah, I understand where you're going. The
I
planet, it's a planetary ring sort of thing. It's the same idea, but again, I've only played like multiplayer with friends, so I don't
I've
know the lore very
never
well.
Me
I've
neither.
I think they're weapons though, but instead of being like a ring of like civilization, it's like a ring of a weapon. It's a
Oh
massive
no.
weapon. But
wait.
No.
I don't know. I don't know.
Actually,
Oh,
thinking about it,
like a
it
dice.
reminds me more of the movie Interstellar.
Yeah. Well, that's because as far as Interstellar and stuff, that's is it a Dyson?
So
Something
if it,
like that.
yeah, it's some sort of like almost instead of a Dyson ring sphere, it's a Dyson ring.
Yeah, it's and
But
it
it
uses centrifugal um force instead of gravity. To create gravity, it uses its spin.
Yeah.
So you're basically standing on the outside instead of the inside.
Yeah. It's like a giant gravitron.
Basically.
Oh God, please don't stop. Whee!
And that is the most common like suggestion for deep space travel and stuff is to use centrifugal force
To
to
spin it so
create.
that you end up with a
Yeah,
form of artificial gravity. That's I haven't looked much into that, but yeah, that was what some people have
actually
considered.
in the Expanse they did that too. They used that for because they were trying to create a deep space ship. So they created a kind of a wheel that would spin as a ship.
Yeah. The problem I see with that, like if we actually did do that, now I'm not that much into science, but the problem I see is you gotta have it like fast enough where everything stays to its service, but not too fast where you're just stuck and can't move.
Yeah,
Well,
there's a matter of adjusting the like.
also keep in mind in space you it doesn't take much force to cause the spin
That's
because
true.
of inertia.
Well, and
There
and
is
lack of
no air.
anything
There
to
is no
resist
air
it.
resistance. There is no air resistance. There is no friction. Just like it doesn't take a whole lot to keep going when you're traveling because your propulsion will keep you going. You just need to be able to steer.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, is different in science fiction, like warp manifolds and stuff. You want
all
it
that yada yada.
alters space by altering gravity versus just jets basically.
And you have
Yeah.
gravity plating and inertial dampeners to
Yeah.
hand wave everything.
Yeah.
Bouncing the gravitron beams off the so and so.
Bounce the graviton beam off the main deflector dish.
Yeah, all that
Bounce the
stuff.
graviton particle beam off the main
Off
deflector
the
dish.
deflector
That's
dish.
that's
the
the
way
thing we do it lads, making as we wish. The Klingons and the Romulans, they pose no threat to us. For if we find we're in a bind, we just make some shit up.
Oh. And if I had to scan that many chips, I'd be so angry.
I mean, it kind of reminds me of inventory because
Yeah.
I've done inventory at work, and you've got to scan the entire store, every piece of merchandise. So I mean, I've been there.
I have an inkling that the people who are writing for this have worked retail at some point.
Yeah.
Scan.
It's like, oh, inventory time. We need to put that into an episode.
It's like we scan them all and they're all good. Do you do the second layer? The what now?
It should have been obvious. I mean, that secret button, everybody can know that. Like,
Yeah, that's an obvious secret button.
The secret button was obvious.
Yeah, like, oh my god, yeah. Ugh.
Anyway, it's a fun episode with
It was.
a definite tangent
Boimler
into
died.
Starfleet
I
uniforms.
saw the magic koala.
Well, I mean, we do more tangents than Simon Whistler.
Well, and the thing is, if you watch our reviews, you get more out of like the episodes because oh no, I got a brief primer on Starfleet uniforms this time.
Yeah,
I wasn't expecting a primer on Starfleet uniforms, but okay.
We usually give you a little bit of extra insight into Star Trek and Doctor Who.
Which this
Only.
thing, this Lower Decks is chock full of that sort of stuff. So you kind of have to.
Oh, yeah.
Definitely.
It's like this is just a big wet sloppy kiss to the fandom.
Oh, it is 1,000% fan service.
Oh yeah.
You can
Oh.
you could technically watch this without knowing much about Star Trek, but you're gonna
But
get a
if you
lot more
do
out of it
know
when you
it,
when you
then
oh,
you're
okay,
just
there's
like,
that, there's that. Okay, that's that, and you know, yeah.
Yeah.
It's fun to try to catch all the little nuances they throw in there, because you know they got tons.
Okay, well, I guess.
Oh, and we
that's...
didn't have a side thing with the killer ship this time.
Nope, nothing this time.
No,
Yeah.
not yet. Maybe they're taking a little break. They already
Probably.
killed off some Romulans.
Some Klingons and
I mean, and the Klingons and the Romulans, they pose no threat to Voltaire ship.
Huh? Oh my god.
It's a Voltaire ship.
okay.
That must have been a graviton beam off the main deflector dish.
I think we've dug and we've dug and we dug and we've hit bedrock. So I think we should stop.
Yeah.
We weren't even talking about the Flintstones.
I'm stopping the recording now.
Okay.